from the beyond and haunting interviews with your cringe-worthy host, Woody G. Watts. Welcome to Hill City Paranormal.
My family does not see ghosts. Although I have lived in two houses that people have told me were haunted, zip. Now, my husband took a job on behalf of a friend in Covington, Virginia. This is maybe 20 years ago. He was hanging wallpaper in a house that they were restoring that had belonged to a family called Fudge, who had run a distillery in Covington back before Prohibition. Beautiful old house. Turned out when they started stripping off the inside of the walls, part of it was log and had been an old log fort when the area had been frontier. There was even a tunnel outside that led down to the bank of the big creek right behind the house, which meant you could escape from the Indians. So this is how old that house was. While he was working there was a whole bunch of workmen on site, and they'd get there early in the morning, and it soon became obvious that something was going on in the house. And by the time he finished his job, one of the carpenters had seen a woman in white in the hallway, and the electrician would not go into the attic by himself, and he wouldn't say why. The last two owners were brother and sister, and the old brother was an alcoholic, used to go up in the attic and drink. And I think he may have even died up there of a heart attack. I wouldn't swear to it. But the electrician was not going to have any part of it. And oddly enough, the house is owned, I suppose, today by the owner of a funeral home. Anyhow, next. This has been 25 or 30 years ago. Our Sunday school class has a Christmas party. Every Christmas season, we get together for a covered dish supper at somebody's house. Well, this particular day, all the women were back in the kitchen chatting away, and the men were all in the front room chatting away. And all of a sudden, they came in and they said, "Man, we just saw a UFO." And I said, why didn't you tell us? I had never seen anything like that. But my husband and one of the gentlemen who saw it was an engineer. I mean, this guy is not strong on sense of humor or anything. He didn't make anything up. Both, my husband had a pilot's license at the time, and this other guy had flown too. And they both said that after about 4 or 5 of these guys from the Sunday school Christmas party had seen this strange thing going over, they all said it was not a plane. And we were all disappointed. Lo and behold, the next night, it turned up on television. It had been filmed all up and down. It had been seen all up and down the East Coast that night. All right. Check till later. We're watching a show a couple of years later about Area 51. And supposedly here's this film of something taking off from Area 51 at a distance with a telephoto lens. And my husband looks at that and he says, "That's exactly what we saw flying over that night." For what it's worth.
Be sure to check out our website at hillcityparanormal.com and call our haunted hotline at 701-HAUNTED or 701-428-6833 with your spooky tale. Thank you for listening to Hill City Paranormal.